Hello, everyone. As you might know, I'm currently in the wonderful country of Taiwan. The reason I'm here is because I'm on a Fulbright grant to be a debate coach, which is super cool. Taiwan is the only place in the world that has a Fulbright grant specifically to be a debate coach. My job here is to travel around Taiwan to different places. I go to Hualien, Taichung, Hsinchu, where they have like TSMC making all the chips and stuff. I teach in Taipei, Taoyuan, all sorts of different cities around the entire island. And I teach different classes of almost entirely non-native English speakers, so ESL or mainly EFL, I guess like foreign language students. I teach them debate. I teach them mostly public forum, a little bit of world schools, a little bit of policy, and it's super fun. And one of the things that has happened recently is some of these students are so incredible. They have managed to qualify to NSDA nationals, specifically four of them. This is more than any time in the history of the Fulbright program. We had like more than double the amount of students go to the qualifier tournament, and we had four of them qualify, which is like this is insane, first of all, because they're competing against students who are American, first of all, and who have like several coaches who are all speaking English and who are, to be quite honest, like incredibly good. Like these are students from like Taipei American School, from some other American schools like Pacific American, from the Asian Debate League, from all sorts of other schools as well, that are quite simply like very good at debate. It's true, it must be said. And we lost a lot, it's true. But we also won a lot, which is incredible. Like these students practiced all year. And they really put in like hours and hours and hours and hours of work. They're some of the most motivated students that I've ever met. And they qualified. So we have four people who are Taiwanese students going to NSTA. However, a lot of them are not able to go to NSDA. Specifically, we have at least one student who like certainly cannot afford to attend the NSDA competition at all. It's incredibly expensive for students who are in Taiwan, even though Taiwan is technically a district, and so they are able to qualify. They still have to pay for like thousands of dollars for plane tickets. I mean, Des Moines is in the middle of the US, so we have to fly to the West Coast and then take extra flights within the US to get to Des Moines, which is very, very expensive. Plus, we have to pay for the registration fees, we have to pay for hotels and everything like that. And there's not a lot of funding that is likely to come from the schools for these kids. I mean, if there was, like, they wouldn't be in the Fulbright program probably, because they would be able to fund their own debate coaches pretty easily. And so it's likely that if nothing is done, these students just simply won't be able to attend NSTA, which would suck. I mean, they deserve it. They went through hours and hours of practice, hours and hours of training, and they're genuinely like incredibly good at debate. Let me show you, for example, this is a website that was made by one of the students, specifically one of the students who is unlikely to be able to go unless there's extra funding. This was just for the qualifier tournament. So the NSDA qualifier back in like the end of March. And he made this entire like this is all notes about the topic. He's got this section for the pro with like the TLDR. He's got all the different speeches. Like, let me show you the tab for the 2AC. Look at this. This is incredible. If you open these, will uranium supplies run out? No, seawater contains 4 billion tons of uranium. We've got responses to mining safety. Look at this. This is crazy. And it just keeps going. Like this is just, one of the tabs under the pro. He's got all the stuff under the con as well. And this partnership just prepared all of this. Like, how long is this document? Holy crap. And they don't even like their first language is not even English. And they hadn't really done a lot of debate before any of this. Um, so the fact that they were able to do this well, like, I think is really incredible. And I think it would just be such a waste, such a shame if they weren't able to attend this competition. I know that like in the US, the NSDA competition is it's really incredible to be able to qualify, and it's really cool to go, and it's really fun to go. That's all still true for these Taiwanese students. But I think what I didn't really realize until recently is like for these students, this is legitimately life-changing. Like this could genuinely open up opportunities in their careers later down the line, later in life. It will build them skills that they will use for the rest of their life, and that's true for students in the U.S. as well. But I really think for these students in particular, this is really a unique opportunity that they probably, will never get again. I mean, some of them are seniors; they won't be able to go next year, and some of them just might not be able to qualify next year, or just won't be able to have the same kind of experience anywhere other than the NSDA tournament. Um, if they are funded and they do get to go, then they will go with me and I'll be able to coach them at NSDA. If you're going to NSDA, you can like meet them and stuff. I don't know. It would just be such an incredible experience. I mean, the NSDA tournament, it's something different, it's something special. And for them to be able to experience that after really having only done like two or three tournaments of debate ever, uh, only in Taiwan, like it would really, I think, completely change their lives. It would change their lives. It would also change probably the state, like the future of debate locally in Taiwan. There's like a lot of intersecting circles of debate in Taiwan. You have like Taipei American School, who debates in the US all the time. You have some other American schools. You have the ADL, which is the Asian Debate League, that's starting to grow much more right now. You have like a world schools sort of circuit, like the TDU is like the Taiwan Debate Union. And they have like there's like Team Taiwan that goes to WSDC, and then there's a bunch of like local schools. And the local schools are what we're trying to help with Fulbright. And they have had, some trouble. I think there's been sort of a slow start in building them into a proper like circuit that can coexist within Taiwan to actually like self-sustain its momentum without outside intervention. But this year has been like a tipping point for that. I mean, we have like double the students attending some of these tournaments compared to last year, which is incredible growth. And if these students go to the NSDA competition, which again, this would be like some of the first students to ever go from local schools in Taiwan, then they can come back and like share their stories about it. They can share what they've learned. And they can inspire other students to go next year, and like try to qualify. And then that sort of exponentially builds on itself. If they come back and then they teach their programs at whatever schools they go to, if they're going to university, I mean, I think all of them will go to university in Taiwan. So then they can like, do the same situation you see in the US where they sort of teach as a debate coach at local schools. Like that's something that doesn't exist in Taiwan very much right now. And so building that through allowing these students to attend the NSDA tournament, I think that like that completely shapes the direction of the future of local debate in Taiwan. Um, and we really don't need all that much money. Like we do, don't get me wrong, we need a lot of money. The flights are really expensive. I'm trying to raise $2,500. I think if I can raise $2,500, I think all four of our students can go. Um, like somewhat comfortably maybe. And we've already got $350. I started this like 2 hours ago. We already have a lot. So a lot of very generous people have already donated. I mean, we have Maya, Dominic, Johan, Chase. Like that's a lot of money already. But if we can get even more, if we can get up to that 2.5K goal, which I know is a little bit ambitious, but if we can get there, then all four of these students will be able to go to NSDA Nationals for the first time. I think for all four of them, it would be the first student from their school to ever go to NSDA Nationals. And that would completely change their lives. It would change the circuit of debate in Taiwan, like all the way into the future. It would be like I feel like I'm just talking in circles because I'm just so excited about this opportunity, but I can't overstate how important this would be for the future of like all of the students that I've been teaching and all of the students who will come after them. It would really make a huge difference, I think. And so if you are a fellow debate lover and you want to support some students who have this incredible opportunity in front of them, and you want to sort of like be a force to create more of a level playing field, especially with ESL students who are so underrepresented in US debate styles, then please consider donating. Every little bit helps. Every little bit you're donating to making sure that we have a hotel room each night. You're donating to making sure that we have like our connecting flights. You're donating to making sure that maybe we have like meals to eat while we're there. It would really, really be helpful for these students. So please consider donating. This is like, I think, something that's very proximate to the debate community. And it would make me incredibly happy. There are two things in addition to just sort of like asking that I will do to try to incentivize people to donate their money to this cause. Number one is for every $100 over 500. So that's a little bit complicated, but for example, like 600 is one, 700 is two, 800 is three. For every $100 over 500, I will select one of the teams from the King round robin, and I will prep out completely front to back one of their cases. So let's see right now. This is on the April topic about nuclear energy. So I'll probably start at like the top of the results and then work my way down. Or I'll just select a random team. I haven't decided yet, but let me know what you want. So I'll go to final places. I'll probably like prep out one of the cases, maybe like one of the Ks or something from the straight teams. Then I'll go down. I'll prep out each of the teams below them, and I'll release that prep on here on this channel, and I'll make it public so that people have it. One of my most viewed videos for some reason was prepping out all of the blue key round robin cases. So I figure, I guess there's demand for that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if that's interesting to you, then like I will commit to doing that, and then I'll release all that prep before the TOC happens. The second thing that I'll do, and this is maybe the more important one, the more meaty commitment, is I want to offer my coaching as a PF coach for free, to anyone who can convince their parents or themselves to donate to this GoFundMe, to this fundraiser. I mean, think about it. This is kind of a good opportunity for you. I mean, when else are you going to have this easy of a time convincing your parents to pay for coaching? Every other time, it's just like, mom, dad, can you spend $100 letting me pay for this private coach? But this time is different. This time it's like if you commit some money to this really good charitable cause, then I also get debate coaching. It's like a win-win. So I think this is good for you because it would be the easiest possible time when you could convince your parents to pay for debate coaching. And then we can set up a time any time before the TOC or even after if you want like coaching for Nats on the Nats PF topic. I'm happy to continue the commitment because the fundraiser will stay open until like June, so that we have money for the plane tickets and stuff um, come Nats. So if you're interested in any of that, I will offer coaching 1 hour at a time on Zoom. We'll set up some time in the morning or the evening, and you can do redos. I can like give you feedback on speeches. I can give you feedback on cases or something. I can share my thoughts on a topic or strategies or really anything you want, I will do. And there's not like a minimum. Like technically, you could have your parents donate $1 to this GoFundMe, and you could have an hour with me. But please don't exploit this, right? Um, but yeah, I think that I'll do those two things. I'll commit to that. So this is sort of like coaching, so that I can raise more money for these students. So if anyone is interested in that, reach out. If I get too much interest, like I'm only one person, I might not be able to. If there's like 100 emails that come in that are like, I will coach, or please coach me, then I might not be able to make all of them. But I will do my absolute best to make as many of them as I can. And as soon as it seems to be the case that like there are too many, if that is something that happens, then I'll put like an update on this channel and be like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to take any more. Um, but yeah, I don't know if you could tell I'm like tripping over my words right now, but it's because I'm so excited about the prospect of these students being able to do this and like being able to go to Iowa with them, show them what like debate is like in the US and the NSDA circuit. And hopefully they come away from the experience. Well, first of all, hopefully they're able to go to the experience. And then I think that they will come away from the experience with like a new appreciation for debate, and new skills, new practice with English and everything like that. So yeah, please consider donating. It would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to them. Um, and yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to here, I know it's a lot of yapping. But seriously, like this is probably the most important thing to me in the world right now, to some extent. Like that's kind of a crazy exaggeration, but I'm like quite quite excited about this. So, uh, yeah, please consider donating. Thanks for watching.